Hello, welcome to On the Mat. I'm Lauri and I have the leadership guru, John Laurito, here with me today practicing. I'm CEO of the Laurito group. So we have the bee's knees yoga, all about knee health. John is nursing an injury, torn meniscus. So yeah. So today's practice is hopefully helping John out and helping you if you have any knee issues. We're going to combine some yoga, Pilates, some traditional PT moves, but turning them all into yoga because we're flipping it up. Oh, can I speak? With focus. So I think that's what changes things up. You can throw limbs around, you can be at PT and just do the movements, or you can really focus, create an intention, and maybe this intention for today can be, I am strong, I am supported, I am stable. So take that intention right away and bring a focus. We're going to definitely be focusing on the stability and the structure around the knee to help that, but we're also going to focus on our overall stability and our overall strength, mind, body, spirit. So making this a holistic practice. So settle in. John is propped up as he needs to be on a blanket. You can take pillows, and just being elevated a bit helps. If your hips are a little bit tight as well, it helps them release. So you're not forcing yourself to sit up straight. So feeling good back there? Okay, awesome. So get your props ready. Have blankets, maybe a yoga brick or a squishy ball, playground ball, or pillow ready. And just start to settle in. You can take a comfortable seat. You don't have to be cross-legged. Your legs can be out in front, however it feels comfortable for you. And we're just going to start with a deep breath through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. It's one of my most favorite things to start anything with. Inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh it out. We'll do one more this time. As you inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, sigh it out. Let the shoulders release. And for the next few breaths, just observe. Observe what's there. Watch the breath come in and out through the nose. Gentle and elongated, but not forced. Observe any sight, sounds, sensations, any aromas, any thoughts, anything in your experience. And observe as a detached, like a voyeur in the room where you're just noticing what's going on without judging it. And just allow whatever's there to be. And then we're going to just start to deepen the breath a bit more. Inhaling through the nose, slowly and smoothly. Exhaling through the nose, slowly and smoothly. If it helps to count, inhale 1, 2, 3, pause, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So simple. Count on your own breath. Maybe it extends a bit with each breath. And as you exhale, see where you can soften, see what you can release while you're sitting here. As you start to create space by softening and relaxing, bring that intention as an affirmation now in. I am strong, I am stable, I am supported. I am strong, stable, and supported. And anytime you notice your mind wandering, just bring it back to that statement. I am strong, supported, and stable. So one more breath here. You can allow your eyes to stay closed or open and uncross your legs if they're crossed, or just shake them out, whatever you need to do. Maybe roll your ankles a bit, flex point. And then if you are crossing your legs, you can cross the other way or just get comfy again. And we're just going to do a few breaths before we really get started with some movement to activate the deep core line. And I want you to take this breath throughout the practice with you. So we touched on it a bit. As you inhale, come all the way down, soften, widen, let your pelvic floor go, let your belly go soft. And then as you exhale, hug, lift, squeeze up those inside inner core muscles. Press the breath out. Inhale, soften, widen. Exhale, press the breath out. So this is starting to warm yourself up from the inside out. And this is when you work out and things and they say suck it in and up, this is the suck it in and up. You're pressing the breath out and relaxing as you inhale, making space for the lungs to expand, the diaphragm to come down. And maybe you even can feel a little bit of heat starting to generate. Okay. So you're going to start moving the spine with this. So inhale, your chest comes forward. You can place your hands on your knees. Try not to lift your chin too high. You don't want to compress your your cervical vertebrae. So inhale up. And just expand from the heart. Exhale. And draw back. Inhale, open. Feel the heart, the chest opening. And then as you draw back, the back body opens. And start to move this in a way that feels right to you. It can still be back and forth, or you can start to circle. Start to pay attention to where your body needs to go, what movements will serve you well. This is warming up your spine as well, which is actually helpful with knee health. Sometimes your spine gets where it's not moving properly. This is helping lubricate your vertebrae. We'll do one more breath. And draw it back. Beautiful. This time take your arms up through the center and circle down. So a little reminder, again, to move the way you need to move. You move the way you need to move, please. If anything's hurting, please alter it and make it work for you, or skip it. So use your intelligence to know where you need to be. Okay, so we're going to start with legs extended, and you can certainly have support under your knees or in your hips still if you need that. So if it feels better to be up a little, you can be sitting on a pillow as well. You can bend one leg. And if you want to start with the injured knee, or if you get a feel for it on the opposite side, does not matter. So all you're going to do is an isometric squeeze. So you can draw your toes back and squeeze, feel it activate your quad. And so you're going to try to hold this for a count of 10 and breathe. Sometimes when we hold things, you tend to hold your breath. So let the breath. 4. And I don't count very well when I talk, so you can kind of keep your own count and release. So as we're doing this, we're strengthening the supporting structure around the knees, especially the quad and that vastus medialis muscle. And release, which is part of the quad, and that helps keep the meniscus in line. So squeeze it. So you can do these throughout your day as well. You can do 10 here and there throughout the day, up to 100. Some people even say 500. But this is super gentle on your knee. Is it feeling okay for you? Yes. Okay. So we're not jumping in with squats and lunges, especially if there's an actual injury. We'll do one more. And release. So let's switch sides. And you want to work both legs, even if you have an injury the one that isn't injured could use some love too. So bring your focus back. Maybe inhale, I am. And as you exhale, supported, strong, stable. Maybe that can be your count, your affirmation. Hold it as you repeat your affirmation. And you can adjust this too. Squeeze and activate, reach through your heel as much or as little as is appropriate for you. And also another little boost to bring more of your body in would be to breathe that core fire breath. Squeeze, hug, and lift as you exhale to get the core involved. Squeeze. I have no idea what count I'm on, but you might. So release. We'll do one more just for good measure. And release that. So whatever you need to do, again, you can shake your legs, wiggle. And I'm actually nursing a sprained ankle, so I'm being a little careful with my movement today too. Yeah. So from here, we're going to just kind of stay in the same position. You can lean back a little, and you're going to have to test this out to see what works better for you or best. So the one leg's going to extend, reach through the heel. I'm just going to raise it up and down. So you can lean back. You can come all the way back onto your forearms if that's more comfortable. And just, you can scooch up, I know, with all your props. Yeah. Feel free to move stuff. So you're just going to raise your leg up and down. So squeeze, use your core, reach to the ankle and down. And not so high that you come out, maybe like a 30 degree. I'm not going to come at you with a protractor, but squeeze. And notice the rest of your body. What is it doing? Are you tensing where you don't need to? Are you creating more resistance somewhere? Where can you let go? Where can you breathe? Do one more. Okay, so bend that leg in if you need to adjust anything, stretch it out, give it some. Okay, so we have to do this on the other side. Yeah. So whichever angle was good, I'm going to stay up on my hands. John will stay down on his forearm and lift and lower. Use your breath and lower. Use your focus, use your affirmation. Without that, you're just throwing your bodies around. So why are you doing this? Here. Watch the thoughts that come up, the critic that tells you what you can and cannot do. If any pain is involved whatsoever, adjust, back off. Do one more. Okay. So we're going to release that. Maybe just let your knees windshield wiper. You can separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Okay. So from here, I'm going to take a prop of choice. So you might want to move your blankets out of the way because we're going to come all the way down on our spine. And I'm going to use a pillow. John's going to use a ball. And it just happens to be a pool volleyball. So we don't have to be picky. You have a squishy playground ball, a Pilates ball, something small enough so your knees aren't way out past your hips. But it's going to give you something to grip. I'm going to show you with a pillow. You can also use a yoga brick. So come all the way down onto your spine. And we just pause here for a breath. Connect with your breath. Okay, and then place that. If it's not already there, I'm going to fold my pillow. And just squeeze, and not super hard, just a little resistance. You're not going with all your might here. So we're just trying to activate the adductors, so the muscles that are drawing your legs together. So we're hitting another angle. and creating stability in your knee. So we'll do 10, 8 or 10, depending. If you're new to this, again, give yourself time. You can build up. Do one more and release that. Take another breath here. The pauses are just as important as the movement. So we're going to go into more of a traditional bridge. So you want to make sure you stay in alignment. Your head is facing forward. You're not hitting your mic. That little curve in the top of your neck. So you can put your hand behind your neck and there should be space. That should not be flattened. We're just going to start with a pelvic tilt. So draw your tailbone up. Inhale. And then exhale, press your tailbone into the floor. So a little bit of tension on the prop, the pillow, the ball, the brick, just to activate your legs a bit. But we're just rocking the pelvis. A lot of times with knee injuries, it's due to either a tight or a weak pelvis and hips. So we're just going to start to work this area a little bit as well. So pressing the tailbone in and then lifting it up. And if you want to get the arms involved, inhale your arms over your head as you draw the tailbone up, and then exhale, draw them back down, press your tailbone into the floor. So you notice as you press your tailbone into the floor, there's a little arch in your back. The arms are in a half to. The breath is a half to. So please continue to breathe. Okay, so next time, let's see, take your arms down. And then we're going to go all the way up into a bridge this time, but breath by breath, vertebrae by vertebrae. So you want to start by pressing into your heels, squeezing the ball or the pillow just a bit with your knees, and then start to draw that sacrum up off the floor, and then subsequently each vertebrae. Everything else is relaxed. And then exhale, place one vertebrae down from top to bottom. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Inhale up. Again, keep your head looking straight. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. So next time you come up, pause in the up position. As long as this is working for you. Shoulders are in a neutral alignment. Breathe. And if you want to do a few pulses here, so just slightly squeeze the prop. Beautiful. And not super intense, just a little squeeze, activating a little more into your hamstrings, your glutes, those abductors. If that doesn't work, just come back down and you can do them on the floor. And release. Take your entire spine back on the floor. Remove your prop and make sure it's out of the way. And pause here for a breath. And then extend one leg, extend the other, if that works. And just come into a neutral alignment with your spine. And then if you want to come in for a hug, you can draw one knee in and then the other. Even lift your nose towards your knees, or just come in with your knees towards your chest. Let your head rest on the floor and circle a little. Place your hands on top of your knees and just circle so you give your sacrum a little massage. One direction, the other direction. And then let your feet come back down to the floor. Separate a little more than hip distance apart, and windshield wiper. So it gives your hips a little release. Beautiful. Okay, and then from here, can't have too many breaths, so take another one. You're going to roll over to one side. And And however you need to prop yourself up, and you want to have your shoulders stacked over one another, your hips stacked over. Okay, so we're going to do clamshells. So you okay? Yep. Okay. Are you breathing? Yep. Are you breathing? Okay. So a little bit more. Now we're going to get into the outer hips, the abductor. You're just going to draw that knee up and down. The top arm can be on your hip. It can be in front of you for a little more support. So inhale it up. Exhaling, squeeze down. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but trust me, when you do a few, they'll start to sneak up on you. So, and all these things that we're doing are pretty gentle, but they're very effective. Again, come back to your affirmation, come back to the breath. Inhale it up, exhale down. Beautiful. And we'll do one more. Okay, and then extend. Toward the front, and then point your toe and pull it back. Now inhale it forward, exhale it, draw it back. Nice. Is your hip talking to you yet? So you're not up super high here, just in line with your hip. And you also don't want to come back behind you, don't want to arch, so just stay in line. And squeeze. I don't ask you to lock your knees out very often, but with these exercises, it is helpful to lock out your legs and really squeeze and get in to your hamstring, your quad, and your gluteus medius. So one more. Beautiful. If you need to release that at any time, give it a massage, if not, we're going to go for some circles. So take it up, forward and back, up, forward and back. And here you want to try and keep your side torso long so you're not squeezing and scrunching. So stay nice and long. And this is really starting to get into my hip. I don't know about you. So breathe it up, down and around. Make the circle smaller if you need to, or pause when you need to. No shame in the game. And then we'll do one more. Pause, maybe let that down for a breath. I am strong, stable. Beautiful. And take it the other way. Up, down, and around. So forward, back. And if you find yourself really scrunching and squeezing and coming tightly into that side waist, find a little length. Elongate. You're graceful. And long. As your hips screaming, breathe. So try not to panic and react. But if you did have enough, certainly pause, give yourself a break. You can even, if it's available to you, can grab the top of your leg or your top of your foot and give your quad a little stretch. Give your hip a little love tap. And we're going to switch sides. Okay. All that fun has to go on the other side now. So align yourself up again, shoulders stacked, hips stacked, and find a comfy place to start. Okay. And we're going to start with those clamshells. So raising the top leg, and again, get your breath into this. So inhale it up, exhale, squeeze. And you can make this a full body effort. Pressing into the floor with your hand. Using the breath to fire up your deep core line. Strong, stable, and supported. So just do a few more here. Nice. Take a breath and extend through the top leg. And we're going to flex. Bring that foot forward, the whole leg actually. Point and extend back. Forward and back. forward. Inhale and squeeze it back. Inhale it forward. Squeeze it back. Okay. So you can do a few more if you'd like. We're going to move on to the circles. So circling, inhaling it up, forward, and around, staying nice and long in the side waist. And when you are ready, switching directions, coming forward, up, and around. So this is really getting into your hip. I can feel it. Yep. So again, breathe into that sensation. When you've had enough, give it a break, stretch it out. Draw that top foot back. And we're just going to come around for one more, just a release. So a little piriformis stretch, figure 4. So back onto your back and cross one foot over, or the ankle actually, above the ankle, over your leg, and just in and out a few times with the knee, and then draw the foot up and down. So, and you can feel it going into your hip. If it's too much, so the top knee, I have my right knee crossed over, so the right knee is going to stay out, and draw the left leg up. You can do this with a strap, or if you can clasp your hands around your thigh, you can just draw that in, or keep it moving. But if you want a nice stretch that you can breathe into, you can hold, release, switch. Feel free to linger if you have time. And then just cross the other. I've left leg over my right now, and just make sure you're on bone to bone, not joint to joint. And in and out with the knee, anything that feels good here. Draw that right leg up and down a few times. And then wherever, whenever it feels appropriate to hold the stretch, breathe into that stretch. And again, feel free to linger. If you are ready, we're just going to close out with a relaxation. So props under your, I'm going to help John out here with a pillow, under your knees, especially if they're, or keep your legs bent. So if you want to stretch out your legs, you can have support under your knees, or keep them bent. And just give yourself a minute or two in a relaxation. And we're going to go out here as just focusing on your breath, focusing on that affirmation, I am strong, supported, and stable. I want to thank John Laurito again for helping rehab his mind, body, and spirit on the mat today. Be sure to check him out at johnlaurito.com. Thank you, John. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on the mat. Peace.